If you have launched your fashion brand and struggle to make it work, this video is for you. You will learn how to take your journey from where you are to a different perspective. Let me clarify it. Today I will talk about Pharrell's nomination as a creative director at LV, Louis Vuitton, and what it means for the fashion industry for most of you beginning fashion designers and fashion brand owners. Stay with me and I will show you how to use this to your advantage. Let's dive in. Louis Vuitton is the biggest brand in the luxury world, and before nominating Pharrell, they already stepped into the celebrities world with Rihanna and Virgil Abloh, who opens the possibility to become a fashion designer for a famous house without any fashion background. What does that mean for you as a fashion entrepreneur in your journey? Well, the common thing that I see amongst my designers, my students and members of our program is the imposter syndrome. Many of you don't feel legitimate to begin a brand and then talk about it, show up for your audience and show who you truly are because you don't have the fashion school background, or you think that there are better people that can make better things than you. Well, now you see with the LV example that a non-fashion graduate can become the artistic director for the biggest luxury brand in the world. And do you need other evidence? Well, you will say Pharrell has already a proven record. He worked for Chanel, Louis Vuitton and many other brands. So he has positioned himself to what he is doing now. Plus, he is famous and he has an audience who will follow him and buy whatever he will offer. But there is a trick. Louis Vuitton didn't pay for the technical capacity to develop a collection as a fashion designer. Louis Vuitton instead paid his connection to the audience and the influence that he has on the younger generation. By inviting him to the artistic direction and believing he will have enough of technical and fashion people to help him manage the collection development in-house, LV expects bigger sales because of his influence and vision. Pharrell Williams is an entrepreneur before everything. He never followed any kind of immediate trend, and he tried to find what is different from others, what makes him different from others. Louis Vuitton wants his difference, his audience, his influence, and his style. Since Virgil and other collaborations, they have realized that fashion today is not about the technical side of the product, but more about the capacity of the designer to influence the whole generation. And with this, LV maintains its leadership. And who would be the best person for that as a musician with a huge influence, huge audience and little experience in fashion, but he has his own style. He doesn't look like anyone else. He is doing the opposite of what everyone does. What are the lessons that you can learn from this nomination? First of all, forget about prestigious fashion schools. Start your own business in fashion instead. In order to become a famous fashion designer, you need to have a vision and try things. You need to be in action and find people who can help you to move forward. Surround yourself with talents, launch brands, fail, start again, and believe in yourself. What if I tell you, if you try today to do whatever feels right, and you go out there, you show what you can, you show what you're capable of, and you continue doing it until you become noticed because you don't follow any trend and you have your own vision. You position yourself to become the next LV designer because your vision and your audiences count more than technical side of the product. And this process goes through you being an entrepreneur, building several fashion brands, knowing what you want to build and taking what works. Second, forget about imposter syndrome. The more you practice and do stuff, the less you will be impacted by other people's opinions. And the more you will believe in yourself. Your only true North Star will be your customer, a person who buys from you. You need to have market validation for your product, and you shouldn't care too much about what other people think about your brand or what you do. You see, the market serves you as a feedback loop. The more you drop different products and ideas, the more you will find what works and the better you become in this with time. You see, people say you become professional in something from the moment you practice it on a daily basis and you don't stop. The same for digital fashion brands. To become successful, you need to practice your content, work on your audience acquisition strategies, and try new products. The more you have feedback from the market, the more successful you become. And if you don't know how to start your business and how to make your business digital, you need to learn. Having a growth mindset will help you to stay a student of your life and in your life and learn more with time, and this is how you become successful. 3, don't be too hard on yourself. We all born with equal chances. We start our journey somewhere, and then our role is to find that one thing that illuminates you and helps you to create your new self. If you think that most of the designers that you know today have started with some kind of validation from their peers, you're completely wrong. None of them was born or predicted to become a fashion designer. Chanel, a complete stranger to fashion, brought a new vision of how women should look in the 20s of the last century. She was not a professional designer, and look where her brand now is. No one really gave her a green light apart from herself. She was a very good entrepreneur who knew how to sell her products and make money from that. Karl Lagerfeld, on the contrary, was a professional designer, and he made a prestigious haute couture school in Paris. And even with his very professional career in fashion, look where his brand now is. Nowhere. The same is true for Pharrell. He knows how to make money out of fashion because he has experience in selling expensive products that were all sold out immediately. But this comes from practice. The more you do, the more you know. The better you become in what you do. So when having a voice in your head telling you that you are not a legitimate fashion designer, look at Pharrell, Virgin, Chanel. They all started somewhere long before people knew them. So what is the conclusion of this video? You should believe in yourself first, start doing without thinking of what others will say, and you should trust your own intuition and do whatever feels right to your heart. You should listen to your heart rather than listen your mind. When it comes to your dreams and it comes to your profession and your dream to become a fashion designer, you should take your own personal fears as a green light that this is where you should go, because fear is a sign of a good fortune. You go in the right direction when you are afraid to do something. Creating your own brand without technical knowledge is a courageous act, but most of all, it's a proven experience that can bring you forward and someday prove your legacy for a famous luxury house to become the artistic director. So don't go to fashion schools. Start your own business instead of learning by doing, and from people who can show you how to do that. And if after having watched this video you are still suffering from imposter syndrome, go back and review my video as many times as you need to convince yourself that you have legacy to do whatever you have to do whatever you plan to do with your life. And if you struggle to convince yourself, join our free fashion group of people who do the same thing as you. Meet your peers and find any support that you need to move on in your entrepreneurial journey. It's better to move forward with others than alone. The name of the group is New Fashion School. The link below in the box of description. Just click and join the group. Also, I invite you to watch my next video, which is about how to learn this one skill that you need to know as a fashion designer and that Pharrell Williams uses now, and that is why he became a famous fashion designer for Louis Vuitton. Just watch this video, I put the link below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.